Howdy everyone, thanks for watching Cheap Shot. Today I was sent the Xegis palm vein recognition gun safe. Really you can do whatever you want with it. However, one of the things that interests me is apparently instead of reading your thumbprint, it reads your palm, which is very interesting. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I've never owned a safe like this before. Xegis has sent it to me. I believe it's on Amazon right now for $160. So I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to be compared to the other ones, how the quality is compared to what I think. Like I said, most people are going to want to buy one of these and they kind of just want one of them. So tear off before first use. It just kind of feels like a normal box. This kind of feels like plastic down here. It doesn't feel too flimsy. However, that can be deceiving. It's got the mounting holes that I like, so that'll be good in case you want to put it on a wall or something. No mounting holes on the side, none that I can see. This feels all metal construction. Doesn't seem charged or anything, so let's take a look at the user manual. Here it discusses, you can take and read that about how it's unhackable. However, I'm not going to read any of this. Give me a quick start guide. Open the safe with the key. Now, I'm not the lockpicking lawyer. I'm sure he will have an opinion on this. That was actually pretty smooth. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's not bad. The foam, it's definitely cut too large, but that's minor. Let's just get that out of there. We don't need it. We can see some rough machining marks. How it's assembled with that bottom plate screwing down. Yeah, right away I can see where the lockpicking lawyer wouldn't like this. I'm sure that's quite shimmable, but I'm sure the foam over here helps just a little bit. Let's see what else we got. So turn the power on. So press and hold. There's a little switch down in here, a little rocker switch on and off. Oh, I like that temperature and humidity right now. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. This is kind of cool. That's a really neat feature. So we turn that on. Enter administrative mode. Press the 6-digit default. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crazy, that's the same as my luggage. That's absolutely nuts. And then set a password. So press and hold 1 after the prompt tone. Enter a new 6-digit password. So let's go. So I think I just changed it to 654321. Let's try that. All right, so that did work. Well, that's administrative mode. Well, now it's scanning. We're getting too crazy. Let's shut this off and restart. So the combination to open the safe is the same as your administrative password. However, you have to hold the 1. I'm not sure how hot about that I am, but it is what it is. Let's see how it is to enroll a palm. So after opening the safe, enter the password to access administrator mode. Press and hold 2 until you hear a tone. Hold our palm steady, about 4 to 8 inches away. After scanning for 3 seconds, success will hear a single beep, failure will hear 3 beeps, and setting will disappear from the screen. Press and hold 2 to do it again. Test the vein unlock. Close the safe, place your palm 4 to 8 inches above the scanning area to test the unlock. If the palm vein is not enrolled, the device will emit 3 short beeps and the keypad will flash rapidly. So let's try that. After opening the safe, enter the password to access administrator mode. Press and hold 2 until you hear a tone in the screen display setting. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press and hold 2. Scan setting. Was that it? Single beep. So close the safe. Place your palm 4 to 8 inches above the scanning area to test the palm vein unlock. Let's try that again. All right. So now I'm interested. What if I do my left hand? That's pretty cool. So let's see what's faster, doing the palm or entering the combination versus the palm. I mean, they're probably equal, but I wonder how it'll do with it in low light conditions. Now, what if I'm higher up? What if I'm closer? What if I'm to the side? What if I'm kind of cockeyed a little bit? How? That's actually... What if I do two hands? Now, what if we hit the lights? A little bit dimmer. All right, let's make it a little bit darker. We're gonna turn off some other lights. Let's turn off the camera light. All right. Let's make it as dark as we can right now. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna try one more light. All right, it's pretty dark in here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I would trust that almost as much as any fingerprint one. Let's look at some other stuff. It's got a USB port right here, which honestly could probably be designed a little bit better. I can't even open it. What are some instructions? That's the charging port, the power switch. What else do we got? We still have the key. We have the screw holes in the back. It did come with some screws, although if you're going to secure it to something, you need something else. We have a cable tie attachment point. I'm going to turn this off real quick. And now let's look back here. It discusses a little bit more. It doesn't talk about, I don't see how often you need to charge it or how long it stays charged or anything like that using AI algorithms. I mean, it kind of sounds weird, but it kind of works. Toggle the temperature display, silent mode. Let's do that because this is driving me nuts. So once again, we need to use the key. We have it off. It also came with a very decent USB Type-C with a corner adapter. So honestly, I'll probably use this for my phone. Let's turn this on. Let's see here, silent mode. So that's button 4. So let's do this. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press and hold 4. So now we should be in silent mode. There's a little light down in here, which maybe it's to illuminate, but I don't necessarily think so. But it says it's 80 degrees. I'm looking at my thermostat right now. It's 78 where I am. However, the humidity seems right. So then we also have button 7 is enable automatic detection. Scanner actively monitors for palms, higher power consumption. And then 8 is disable the automatic detection. You have to hit OK before you scan. So let's try that. Oh, I was waiting for the beep, but I didn't hear it because I have it disabled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think maybe I'll turn the beeping back on when we're all done with this because I like the feedback that it has. So let's turn off the automatic detection. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But it beeps now, and we press and hold 8. And then now it won't do the automatic scanning. We'll have to hit OK and then scan. All right. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. I believe it's about $160 right now. For full clarification, Xegis sent this to me for free. One thing to note is it also comes with a little card with a default code and your new code. So don't forget that that other code, you're kind of screwed. You get the code, You get 2 keys, microfiber cleaning cloth, you get your instruction manual, cable, charging port. Once again, I'm not sure how long it's going to charge for. And then you get your fasteners. I'm probably not the best person to review this. I've never had another one of these before. This is the first one I've ever had. However, you know, I was just speaking to my partner earlier. This is something I think I'll use at least for a little bit. I'd be interested to see how over time this palm detection continues to read. Let's try and get some slobber on here. Let's try that. I mean, that still worked. All right, now what if my hand's wet? Let's check that out. So now I've got some water on my hand. I mean, still pretty fast. Let's turn the auto detect back on, huh? See if we ever get any false positives. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we hold 7. All right, so now it should be doing it automatically, which it does. I mean, I'm kind of interested now. Let's see if I can cover up part of my hand. So here's a gift certificate that I got. Let's cover it. All right, that works. Now I'm gonna hold it up to my wrist and I'm gonna slowly bring it forward and see how that works. So we're right here. We worked. That worked. That worked. So right now I've got all the way up to my thumb. That seemed to kill it. So let's slide this card back, and just ever so slightly it populated again. So let's start it all the way up. I would not expect that to go off. And let's bring it down ever so slightly. So once again, right there. How far over can I get? I think it's not too shabby at all. Like I said, I'm very impressed with it. We'll use a little pin to open that up. Like I said, this little USB-C charging port could probably be a little bit better designed. I mean, I'm really trying to get it open and I can't. There we go. So there's your little charging port. It looks like this might be metal, but it's immediately plastic underneath. I like how they do take a little bit of protection in mind. So over here in the corners, this little fin right here comes down into these grooves. And then you've got to get around the loop right here where we have a fin right here. This back side, that can go right in. That can go right in on that back side. And there's a little bit of a misaligned gap here. In the front, this is where our weak point is going to be, where someone's going to be able to get down there and shim. However, if you have this, you're most likely trying to just have somewhere safe to secure, maybe your concealed carry firearm when you come home or something. At $160, I feel like as right now, I would be able to recommend this safe. For $160, that's going to be something for you to decide whether or not you want to buy this versus something else. I do like that this palm detection works very reliably. It worked at night, it worked in the darkness, it worked fairly quickly. For me, that's not something that I really care about, is the speed of it. So I'll probably be using buttons most of the time. I don't like that these buttons are a little small. I wish that they were a little bit bigger, you know, something where I can maybe do, you know, if they took up this whole area, that might be better. I also don't like that I'm stuck with a 6-digit combination, especially with the buttons so small. If I wanted to quickly access whatever I have in here, and I don't trust this palm reader, which as it stands right now, I have no reason not to trust the palm reader. It seems to be working pretty reliably. I've used a few fingerprint sensors before, on and off reliability. However, this has worked every single time I've opened it. I do like that it shows the temp and humidity I think current temp and humidity is kind of useless. Maybe if it showed me 24-hour max and min, that would be cool. The build quality seems decent. You know, it's nothing to write home about. It's a Chinese-made product. We can see a little bit of glue on the screen. Some of the gaps aren't quite even. Like we saw before, the foam was kind of bumping up. Keys aren't numbered in any way, so there's no serial number. So, you know, if you lose your information, good luck getting a new key from the supplier. Like I said, there's no branding or anything on here other than the Xegis Safe on the front. You know, we don't have a serial number, so in that regard, it's pretty clean. If you have any questions about it, let me know down in the comments. I'll test it out for a little bit. I'll see how I like it, and if anything changes, if I notice that, you know, it's not working as well as it should be, I'll do an update. But I mean, overall, it seems solid. There's an affiliate link down below. If you like it, do me a favor, buy it with the link or not. I don't really care. As always, thank you for watching Cheap Shot. Have a great day.